It's 2025, and once again, you've decided this is the year that you're going to get fit and strong. Now, I say that with a sense of irony because we all make promises to ourselves around the start of the new year that we don't necessarily adhere to. And JT and I reckon that for the most part, this is because we don't have a solid process to follow when it comes to achieving those goals. So in today's episode, we're going to lay down the 7 things you need to do to get fit and strong this year. These 7 things are simple takeaway actions that you can do right away. You're not going to have to spend a lot of money. You're not going to have to go and get help from outsiders. You're just going to write them on a list, start doing them. And we can guarantee that if you follow these 7 rules for the next 12 weeks, you will reach your goal. Now, whether that is you want to get rid of some body fat, you want to build some muscle, you want to get a little bit fitter, or you just want to feel stronger and more capable on the mats, this is how you're going to do it. Make sure you listen to the end of the episode to catch the full 7. We want to see you get fit, strong, mobile, flexible, and be a savage on the mats this year. So here we are. Enjoy this episode. And by the way, before we jump into it, we got one small favor to ask. Do us a solid, like, subscribe, and if you are listening to this on an audio platform, give us a 5-star review. It's a simple gesture from you, but it goes a long way to helping put our show in front of other awesome humans just like yourself. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up? It's the new year and you've decided that you're going to be super motivated because it's January and you want to get fit and strong and you're like, yes, I'm motivated. Where do I start? Let's go. Look, JT and I rant all the time about being specific about things and being deliberate about it, but I also know that sometimes it's like, I'm motivated now. I just want to rip in. How do I go about it? So we're going to give you 7 tips or 7 actions that you need to take that are going to get you fit and strong this January. Now, here's the deal. It's January. Let's say you start training now. You're going to have to give yourself 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Give yourself 12 weeks to see a result. That's the first thing, right?
I think you'll see it sooner, but 12 weeks is the best measure for improvement.
Yeah. 12 weeks, super nice. It's 3 months. It's a quarter of the year. It's not a long period of time, but it's enough that you can see some really good results from what you're doing. And we know that once you start to see a bit of a result, be it a bit of weight loss or a bit of extra muscle or stronger or more flexible, it's really easy to keep going. It's a very motivating thing.
Momentum.
So first point of the 7 is you're going to have to lift weights twice per week.
Yes, sir.
So look, if it's 3 times per week, awesome. If it's sometimes 2, sometimes 3, that's fine. Couple times a week on average, get into the gym, lift some weights. Exactly what you're doing, we don't really care. We've obviously got a bunch of programs you can follow. They're great. But really, you could be following any kind of other excellent program and you'll get the results. Lift weights twice per week.
Yes, sir.
Second thing you need to do is eat protein at every meal.
Oh, that's a challenge for some folks.
It is a challenge for some folks. Some people don't know necessarily where the protein is.
Sure.
Look, it's mostly in animal flesh.
Sure.
It's in eggs.
Eggs.
It's in protein powders. You can get vegetable-based ones.
Dairy stuffs.
It's in dairy stuffs. Yeah, full fat milk's good. High protein yogurt.
Some legumes. If you're someone who's not fucking with that, legumes, chickpeas actually are crazy
Decent.
good. And soybeans also not so bad either.
Yep, tofu, tempeh, all good options. But protein at every meal. And I mean, the way that it's always worked for me is the palm-sized serve. It actually works. I know it's not enough for JT.
It's lucky you have decent sized hands, Joe.
Yeah. But
I go for how many handfuls? How many?
But look, for me, I'm 90 kilos at the moment.
Sure.
For me, a serve of protein at breakfast is 4 eggs as a minimum.
Oh, nice.
If I'm eating eggs, it's 4.
Yeah.
And then I might add some cottage cheese or some halloumi or something which also carries a bit of protein with it. But there was a long time where I just ate 2 eggs because when I grew up, Mum would make me 2 eggs.
2 eggs.
So breakfast was 2 eggs. 2 eggs is insufficient.
It is. Look, I think eggs is easy. I think people underestimate just because it is very digestible and you can do it in a lot of ways. So it doesn't matter, what your dietary requirements are. Eggs is like one of the easiest ways to get it.
Man, a day without eggs is a day wasted. It's in Joey's opinion.
It's a sad day.
Yeah.
I would say. I tell you what's great. My parents have chickens.
Oh.
And so every time I go there, my mum says, "You want eggs?" I'm like, yeah. Why is that a question? Can I get some more? What are you doing?
Crack them in a glass. Serve
Let's
it to me.
go.
Man.
Yeah, I need 9 eggs, raw eggs in a glass. Go.
So protein at every meal. And we're also saying 3 meals a day.
Yes.
Including that. So it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Now, the second or the third action here is that you're going to add 2 high protein snacks per day.
Oh.
So that means you need to have factored in a high protein snack between breakfast and lunch and between lunch and dinner. Now, I actually learned this tip from Charles Allen Price, and I do appreciate it.
Oh, shout out to the cap.
Special guest. He's been here on the couch, sitting in this very spot.
That very spot. He
Jake,
tried to shadow box me in that very corner.
in this whole room, they're around. They over there. They over there.
It was incredible.
The JT has a big appetite. When JT's eating, he can just pound it in one go. Right. This is one thing I know of him. I can't. I don't have a big appetite. I never have. So what works better for me, and this is the tip I got from your boy CAP, is to eat protein every few hours, pardon me, which works really well if you're not prone to like smashing a massive meal.
Huge thing.
So the high protein snacks, what I've been doing, and this is what I would recommend, I use high protein yogurts, the YoPro.
Yeah, sure.
They got 20 grams per serve.
It's pretty good.
Just yogurt. There's nothing added to it. They just bias it towards a high protein content. But I really like those 20 grams. So I'll smash one of those usually in the afternoon. And in the morning, between breakfast and lunch, I'll drink a protein shake.
Shake. I think shakes for many people, if you're someone on the go and you're someone who's like, I don't really cook and what do I do? Shake is like the easiest thing ever.
Yeah.
And
I don't like shaking twice a day.
No.
It gross. I feel a bit.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And everybody's different with like dairy consumption and stuff like that. But I guess there are many different ways because you get oat milk and different things and depends on what you're into. But I'm with you on that. And the old school thing, it sounds funny, but Ola loves this too, is actually cottage cheese like on a sandwich, like a toast. And strawberry jam on that bad boy.
Ooh.
So the sweet cottage, so not savory, because I know many people think of cottage cheese as maybe like a savory thing. But like if you're someone who f***s with toast, cottage cheese is, toast. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Unless you're gluten intolerant and then you've got to have the gluten-free, but that's a sad story. Shout out to you sufferers of gluten intolerance. Be more tolerant. It's crazy to me to see. Ola will go rice cakes. It's almost like a bodybuilder, right? Like rice cakes,
cottage cheese,
and strawberry jam.
Bit of jam.
And she's
carbs, protein, bam.
Protein.
That's a great pre-training snack.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think cottage cheese is a big win. There's obviously other ways you can go about it. You could pack a couple of boiled eggs.
Yep. That's
those. But you could eat a tin of sardines. You could do the old school bodybuilder thing, the can of tuna.
Oh, that's a classic.
I'm not too up on canned tuna. You know, it's just a bit. Any tuna that is as cheap as that tuna is. Oh. Like if you went to the fish shop and they had bluefin tuna and they're like, that piece there is 50 cents. You'd be like, what the f*** is wrong with the tuna, bro?
But hey, for lack of a better option, it's there.
You got to do what you got to do.
Also, for me, I prefer obviously the higher quality sausage, not just the pink styrofoam bullshit. But yeah, a couple of sausages just cooked in a container.
A couple of dingo sticks go a long way.
Bro, just chuck them in there. Snags.
The best way to do it, you do them in the oven, it's clean.
Yeah, man, for sure. Like it's the easiest way to cook anything. Even a few little drumsticks.
Little drummies.
Drumettes. Very easy. Just a bit of seasoning, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, whatever the and you can cook up.
Whatever the Ola puts on it.
Yeah, whatever. Mom! What's she doing back there? I don't know.
So high protein snacks, got that down. And look, here's the thing. I bought myself a little Yeti lunch cooler.
Yes.
Little one. Because every day most days I bring my lunch and a couple of snacks to the gym that I work out here. And I hate the bag that I carried in. And it shits me. Like I'm like getting the food out and I'm like, this bag. It's a supermarket cooler bag, right?
Sure.
And it's great. We've been using it for like 15 years and it won't die. But I was like, I actually want to be psyched about this because I want to be psyched about being organized about my food.
Yeah.
And it came from after the Bucks weekend with Big Mick.
Yeah.
Because Big Mick carries around his little cooler bag.
Right.
And I was like, I want to do that. So I got myself a little Yeti cooler bag. Every time I open it, I'm psyched. Yeah. In the morning when I put my shoe, I'm like, love this bag. I carry it in, feels good. And there's a lot to be said for feeling good and proud about a thing to make you adhere to this new plan.
And it is an easier solution, I'll be honest. Like having something which factors into your everyday flow, like having a drink bottle with your gym bag, having a drink bottle at work, it being there is the reminder to do the thing.
Yeah.
You having that Yeti cooler, and I've got a similar thing like a lunchbox. It just makes it easy to go, oh, that's right. I put my thing in there. I chuck a drink in there. I put in 5 cans of Red Bull. You know, it's a bang. It's sort of
Electrolytes, right?
Exactly. So I think that, I think what you're saying there, that's actually the way to get the snacks in. Having a little device to help you facilitate it is a huge win.
Yeah. It's the new year and you want to get in shape. You've made the decision that you want to get in the gym and start building a strong, robust body for jiu-jitsu. Obviously, JT and I are on board with this decision of yours. But the problem is there's so much information out there, it can be really hard to know where to start and what kind of process to follow. This is exactly why JT and I designed the Bulletproof for BJJ app. The idea was that it would clear away the noise, cut away the bullshit, and give you the fastest and easiest to follow routines so that you can build a strong body that can perform confidently on the mats and stave off injury as best as possible. You can start a free trial right now and you get 2 weeks on that. All you got to do is go to the App Store and download the Bulletproof for BJJ app, start a free trial, and off you go. And the best part about it is once you join the app, you will get coached personally by JT, myself, and the Bulletproof coaching team. Let's make 2025 a banger for you. Let's get fit, strong, robust. Download the Bulletproof for BJJ app today. About 6 months ago, I wasn't able to get to jiu-jitsu class with the same frequency that I normally would. And for the first time ever, I actually went to an online platform, subeta.io, and subscribed. And it was the first time I'd done that because I found that for me, the whole instructionals, downloadable things, DVDs, etc., just never worked. So I thought I would give Subeta a go. And what I loved about it was that I could jump straight into a stream of learning with a coach that I wanted to learn from, and that was Lachlan Giles. And the way that the lessons were broken down were really easy to understand. It had all the different positions, all the different submissions, and you could basically just choose the one you wanted to learn, and then you could choose like a different level of difficulty. So beginner, intermediate, advanced. And I'll be honest, I actually jumped in at some of the beginner stuff. The videos were short, the lessons were concise, and the most awesome thing about it was that it just stepped me through from A to B to C. And so you tick the lessons off. It is the most comprehensive learning platform for jiu-jitsu that I've found. And the way that the lessons are structured, it makes it really easy for you to remember what you learn. So it's not just this more information kind of thing. It's really well organized and it's there to help you get better at jiu-jitsu. Our friends at Subeta are offering a discount for Bulletproof listeners. If you go to subeta.io and when you check out, use the discount code Bulletproof16, you will get $16 off your first payment. Whether you're a white belt or you're a black belt like me or anything in between, I promise you'll get a lot out of it. Go to subeta.io, use the code Bulletproof16 and rip in. So next one, you got to drink plenty of water.
Oof, there
now,
you go.
plenty. We're keeping that broad because it's going to be, if you're a smaller person versus a large person, it's going to vary. At a minimum, you should be putting in a couple of liters of water a day into your system.
Definitely.
If it's summertime and you're in Australia and you're training jiu-jitsu, then you probably want to double that.
Yeah.
You also probably want to add a bit of salt to it. You also probably want to drink some electrolytes. Like, let's be serious. If you're training a lot of jiu-jitsu and you're sweating a lot, we talk about it all the time, but electrolytes are key.
Yeah.
But at the very least, if you're not good at drinking water, this is going to be one of your actions. Get yourself a big water bottle like that holds at least a couple of liters, fill it up in the morning, and just make sure it's done by the end of the day.
Mine is hiding in the corner by my bag, but I did bring my drink bottle. Look, here's the thing with that. One of my old clients used to complain that she had to go to the toilet all the time, but that's because she was only drinking water. She wasn't putting in any electrolytes. And then when we factored in the electrolytes, she's like, I don't go to the toilet now. I do, but
I don't know what the water's doing.
What's doing? It's in me. The water is functioning inside me. I'm like, that's good. That's what you need. And so I think the people who are like, I'm one of those people who is regularly, on days I don't train, I'm more dehydrated. I tend to drink less water on days I don't train. Days I train, I drink liters and liters and liters. But what I have found in the past that it was kind of annoying, I'm like, dang, I'm hydrated. I need to go to the toilet all the time. Whereas I had found like days where I didn't drink enough water, there was no need, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's healthy, but if you're someone who is not hydrated, getting the electrolytes in there it enables you to drink the water and use it for what it's good for. Getting the body
Yeah,
working.
that was a fundamental shift for me.
Yeah.
That I kept drinking the same amount of water, but I was going to the toilet less, and it was because I'd added the electrolytes. The body was holding onto it.
Yes, sir.
To that point, if you like, we obviously advertise Sodi a lot, which is our favorite electrolyte.
Love you.
But if you don't want to get on that, you can put salt and lemon juice into your water, and that gives you like a good dose of sodium and potassium.
Covers the bases.
I will often do that on a day where I'm like, if I know I'm going to be drinking Sodi at training afterwards, I might just do lemon and salt in the morning. Or when I run out of Sodi, that's my fallback. So you've always got that as an option. Do it. The other thing too, this water bottle, stainless steel and shit, probably cost like $40.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought this about 15 years ago.
Bro, they last forever.
And it's so big, it's hard to lose.
Yeah.
And no one's going to claim it's theirs because it's very obviously like,
Yep.
it's good in your face.
Yeah.
I replaced the lid once. That was maybe $20.
Yep.
Because my son dropped it. But like, buy once, cry once.
Yeah, true.
Like the Yeti cooler bag, you get yourself a nice thing. You're going to have that nice thing for a long time. It's going to let you do a better job of looking after yourself, and you're going to be psyched every time you go to have a drink.
Yeah, it's great.
You got to spend 10 minutes on your mobility a few times a week.
Yes.
So typically we've always said do this at jiu-jitsu because that has often been a convenient time for us. You can do a bit before training, or you can do it after training when you're nice and warm. But for some people that doesn't work, and they prefer to do it in the morning, first thing, or like on their lunch break at work or in there, it doesn't matter. Just get it in wherever you can. What exactly you're working on doesn't even matter. Find a tight spot, check your hips, check your shoulders. I guarantee you're probably going to find something. Check your spine and work on that. Spend 10 minutes, do a couple of stretches, hit it for a few sets, just kind of flow through. This is the start of an immense habit that's going to change your flexibility for life.
I think for those of you out there, because I actually had a friend of mine say, hey man, you know, he was talking about doing it before and after jiu-jitsu. He's like, I can't. Like before, there's no space to do it. Like if you're not part of the class, you're not meant to be on the mat. And he's like, afterwards, also my coach has got to clean the mat. So he kind of like kicks us off. And that makes sense. Like I get it. Like class is over. You gotta get on with what you're doing. Like Joey's saying, I think personally, the start of the day or the end of the day, depending on if you're like if you're more the morning person, I think morning is like the mad time because it's just it's another way to wake your body up. And then if you're more of an evening person and that's when you're a bit more active and alert, that's actually a perfect time too in terms of breaking up what you're doing. Because we're not asking you to do a lot. It's 10 minutes. You would spend more time or 10 times the amount of time we're talking about doing social media. Or like when I say doing social media,
scrolling.
You're just scrolling, right? And the thing is, don't get me wrong, you can scroll and stretch. You know, you could be sitting in a squat, you know, like, and I'm not trying to advocate for scrolling here, but we all do it. So let's buddy this up, right? Like, even if I'm at the gym,
Chuck a YouTube video on or some shit.
yeah, like, or
Chuck on the latest Bulletproof for BJJ podcast
Why
playlist.
not?
7,000 episodes.
How dare you? But that's the thing. Like, the stretching for me, I always coupled with like kind of TV time. Whatever that looks like for you.
TV
YouTube,
time. No.
Netflix, you know, whatever. You know, that the time at night when you're like, I gotta switch my brain off. Like I need to do something that's not anything I've already done today. That's usually when I would sit in my straddle or stretch my hip flexors or like, because I wasn't doing anything else. And I actually find sitting on the couch kind of uncomfortable.
Yep.
So I would sit on the floor or like that's the easiest way for me to do it.
Yep.
Everyone's different. 10 minutes, folks, get it in.
And look, really what that is you starting to cultivate a small window of time where you shine a light on the tissues of your body and you start to form this connection with the different joints in your body and understanding how you're feeling and that's a bit tight. This goes a really long way to you becoming a better athlete and you having a better awareness of like potential injuries or restrictions and that kind of thing. And it makes you more flexible. So it seems really minimal, or so minimal that you might be like, I don't need to do that. But trust us, if you start with this will go a really long way for you. Of course, we got programs on the app. If you're looking for something to occupy the 10 minutes, jump on Mobility Foundation.
We've just come off the back of holidays. It's 2025 and it's a good time. And the thing that I've been messing with lately in the new year is unflavored hydration salts from Sodi. Now you might say to yourself, why would you have unflavored? Because you can add your own flavors, whatever it is. Add it to your favorite soft drink. Put a little bit of peach iced tea in there. Whatever you need, it is a fantastic way to improve your hydration. Now, Sodi have all the flavors of the rainbow to help improve your performance for BJJ. It doesn't matter if it's wintertime, summertime, you need to be hydrated. So go to Sodi, SODII.com.au and use the code Bulletproof15 to get 15% off. Improve your performance, stay hydrated, and enjoy.
Second last point here is get your sleep right.
Oh, crazy.
Now, there's probably 1,000 things wrong with your sleep. I know there has been 1,000 things wrong with mine. There's still probably at least 500. It's huge, right? And so we don't want to go into like absolutely everything you need to be doing for your sleep. But what I can say is like trying to make a small incremental improvement in either your sleep environment or your perhaps bedtime procedure.
Yeah, the warm down.
Yeah. And I think like if I'm like everyone has a default procedure. I think if I'm looking at the highest kind of percentage shift here, I'm thinking like set a time that you start that procedure at and make that time of benefit. So if it's like, I really want to go to bed by 10 o'clock, like I usually go to bed by 11, I want to go to bed by 10. All right, 9:30, the procedure starts.
Yeah.
Shower, jerk off, facial routine.
Whatever you need. Jerk off,
your
keep
shit.
it. You know, great. It's a great facial mask.
You know, like start it at 9:30.
Whatever you need.
Tag us.
But I mean, you know, you're like, what is that? That hair gel? It's like, what is something about Mary where she just goes, you got some hair gel on your ear.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Friend of mine, shout out Shannon, total legend, best mate for a long time. He has been an insomniac. The guy just has never slept well. He went to sleep school. One of the biggest things he got out of sleep school was a bath. He wasn't a bath guy. He was a shower guy. Like it's just, he didn't think of it as a process of unwinding. But him having the hot bath like elevated his body temperature a fair bit. And as soon as you step out, your body's working really hard to cool you down. Now, for some of you out there, you might have like an 8 sleep or a chili pad or whatever. And so you might have that benefit. But for him, that was the signal for his body to, we're switching off now. And it's that Pavlovian thing of like a very distinct physical something that makes you go, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
And now cue sleep. And he said, even though there was all this other shit he learned, he paid huge money to go to sleep school. And he went there a couple of times. But he was like, the hot bath, that's the
one for him.
For him. And for me, it's actually magnesium. And I actually don't love magnesium. I'll be honest about it. It's not that I don't love the benefit. I don't love the process. I'm always like,
You drinking unflavored mag?
No, it's got like a lemon, but it's still shit. You know,
really?
Like yeah, I hate it.
Wow.
But anyway, I'm a pussy. This is me revealing how soft I am. You know, I can ingest many things, but it always surprises me, even though I do it very regularly. But that is my Pavlovian cue. If I have that magnesium and go, gah, then within 15 minutes, my body is like, even if that's that dose of magnesium all right.
Yeah.
The fact of me doing it says you're going to sleep, bud. And invariably, within 15 minutes of having it, I'm a bit like,
wow.
It's because it's got that strong flavor, that strong effect. So.
Yeah, dude, I'm the opposite on mag.
You
Even
love
if I had I got no problem drinking it.
Right.
And it's flavored, right? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But even if I have nighttime formula, it keeps me up.
Oh, what?
It's the wildest shit. Keeps me up. So I can no longer drink mag at night. I drink it during the day.
How interesting. Yeah. Everybody's different, but
I believe there's like 5 or 10% of people that have the response I do.
Yeah.
Oddly.
Magaholics.
So if you want more information on that, dive into Huberman, go listen to some sleep podcasts. You can go really hard.
Matthew
Walker.
Matthew Walker.
Yeah, wrote the book Why We Sleep. There's a lot of good stuff out there. But look, we're not looking to, here's the thing, right? You want to get fit and strong. You want to get started. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. We're not trying to get you to do. We're just like, okay, what's like some extra small behaviors that I can just add in like today that are going to help me become the person I want to become. Last one here is to schedule your training.
Yep. So
you might use the calendar on your phone. You might use a journal. You might use your Google Cal on the computer, whatever. But schedule it in. Schedule in at probably on a Sunday or a Saturday, or just have it as a recurring thing, which is what I have. So it just repeats. When you're training jiu-jitsu, block that out. When you're doing your strength training, block that out. And when you're going to do your little bit of mobs, block that out.
Yep.
Now, you might even want to go so far as to have like meal times in there.
Sure.
You might be the kind of person that like sometimes has lunch at 11, sometimes at 1, kind of flexible. Make it 12 o'clock or 12:30, recurring every day.
Stick to it.
The more routine you can be about this stuff, the easier it is for you to hit the nail every time. And it takes away the bandwidth of having to think about it.
You don't have to think about it. It's autonomous. And I would actually go just like a step further on that, which is this relates to like a goal. Like obviously you already have something in mind that you're like, right, I'm getting fit and strong and this is going to be my best year ever. Great. But what is great, whether it's you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to get stronger or you're trying to get fit, whatever it is, write that down. Like you'd be surprised. I'm not saying you have to keep a journal. I'm a journal guy.
I'm a journal guy.
Joe's got it in the phone, right? Like there's, you know, you might be using your phone or you might, whatever you do. But the act of you writing it down, whether it's on a piece of paper or in a journal, the fact that you sat there and you go, right, I'm going to X, just a single thing, means you're 60% more likely to do that thing. Now it sounds arbitrary, but the fact that you said you're going to do it and you've made that deal with yourself actually means you're more likely to do all these things. You know, like all these things are more likely to happen. So we want to capitalize on the fact that you're G'd up and you're keen for this year. Let's make it a good year.
Hey, and I just had one other thought as we're sort of spouting all this, which is give yourself a break from the routine each week. So be it one day on the weekend, 2 days, whatever it is, but like don't put the pressure on yourself
Every day
to have to do all the shit all the time. You
Some
can
days.
have a late night if you want. You probably pay a price for it the next day, but it's fine. You know, if you miss some protein or whatever you didn't have, it's fine, right? We're trying to get into a routine that we can hit 80% of the time.
On aggregate.
Yeah, exactly.
Across the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you're the person that can do it like 80% of the time, all the time,
Bro.
you're the person that is like fit, strong, like whatever the goal is that you want, you'll get it. It's often when we kind of shoot for the stars, we fall a little bit short and then that disheartens us.
Sure.
So 3-month time frame, write the shit down, take the 7 actions, and then tag us when you're a fucking hero.
Yes. I'm pumped for you guys.
Boss.
Let's go.